Hey there, in this video I'm going to show you how to release the fascial tissue of the sternocleidomastoid muscle. That's a really long name for a muscle, but just like all the muscles, it's just named on its insertion and origin points, and it runs equally on the front of the neck. It's this kind of thick muscle here. It inserts at the mastoid process, which is this bony part behind your ear. If you just stick your finger right there behind your ear, you'll feel that really hard bone. That's where this muscle inserts, and then it runs down. Mine's kind of thick right here. You can see me grabbing each side of it. And then it's gonna separate, and the thicker portion of it goes here on the clavicle, that collarbone right there, and then a thinner part will attach right at the sternum. Now, I have a lot of issues with this muscle, so I'm really excited to show you this fascial release technique that I've been doing just for maintenance here, and I've been using on a lot of my clients as well, or just showing them so that they can do it at home. So I've added this one into my fascial e-course because it's super important, and I'm also gonna link up my fascial tissue blog post and fascial line post in case you wanna read a little bit more about some of the information that I'm talking about here. Now, I used to get this muscle released all the time. I have a lot of issues with this muscle here and on both sides, and I get a lot of ear trouble from it. So if you ever get any blockage in the ear, I don't really know how to explain it, but it's almost like my hearing will go out for just a little bit and then come back in, almost like something's clogging it or blocking it. When this muscle is kind of more in check for me, I get less of that. It can even help with ear ringing. It's also part of our front superficial fascial line, which if you've had any trauma in the past, a lot of tension is held in the fascial line there, that front superficial fascial line. It's also crossed over with a bunch of our fascial lines. So not only does superficial front fascial line go right across here, but so does part of our lateral line, which kind of splits into two around the ear, and our even spiral line kind of moves up through that spot. So this is kind of a hub for a lot of our fascial lines. Additionally, if you are a teeth grinder, or you have TMJ, or you just catch yourself clenching the jaw throughout the day, this muscle is a great release as well. So I highly recommend this one if you fall in any of those categories. And just like all these fascial tissue releases, you want to explore this and see how it feels in your body. Now, I used to get this addressed all the time by my amazing massage therapist. Her name is Brooke Anderson, and she's over in Hampton Roads, Virginia. I'm gonna link up her website below just in case you're in that area, because I just recommend you go to her. She does this amazing job with this muscle, and well, all of the muscles of the body really, but she would twist this muscle and just relieve it. And I'm not gonna lie, it hurts a lot if you're really tight in this muscle, but I figured out a way to kind of imitate that motion so that I can maintain this fascial release on my own. Now, I'm gonna show you this release with my Trigger Point ball. I love this one. I am not affiliated with Trigger Point at all. I just really like their ball for a lot of fascial release. This one is the size of a tennis ball, and it works really well because, as I'm about to show you, it grabs the skin. We're gonna do the same twisty motion that my massage therapist Brooke used to do, but using the ball. So you can use a tennis ball. The problem is that it's furry and it's not gonna attach to your skin very well. So if you can cover that tennis ball in something a little more grippy, such as a really thin piece of rubber like a jar opener, or even drawer liner and cabinet liner. It's like really thin with some holes in it, but you can just coat it on top of a tennis ball and it'll grab your skin a little bit better. You can also play around with a lacrosse ball. I'm gonna show you with this one because I don't have to do anything. It's just perfectly textured. So all we're gonna do for this release is step one, put the ball right on your sternocleidomastoid, and what we're gonna be doing is working from insertion down to origin and just kind of exploring all the different sections here. So first we just kind of slowly roll it, and you don't even really need to be against anything. Your own hand and arm pressure here is enough. It is the neck, so we're going to be nice and gentle here, but you'll start to feel any spots that feel tender. That is where we're finding a trigger point. So what you're going to do is just hold it on there for about 30 to 90 seconds. And after that time goes by, you're gonna stay on that spot, press, and then what I'm gonna do is begin to twist. So you'll see it's grabbed my skin and is twisting. So you'll feel that fascial release. I can feel it starting to pull onto the side of my skull there. It's kind of releasing a lot of muscles. You'll feel all kinds of crazy stuff. When I've had issues with these, it's even really affected my eyes. I've had times where I spend too much time on the computer and I literally have eyeball pain. So I've had to have Brooke release all these muscles around my neck. We don't want to get to that point, so you want to maintain your fascial tissue staying released. And then what I'm going to do is kind of gently release and roll it up. You'll feel more tension typically up at this insertion point near this mastoid process. So as I press, I'm going to hold for that 30 to 90 seconds, and then I'm going to start to rotate. And once you're getting up here, it's going to really start to feel pretty sensitive. It just hurts a little bit if it's a tight muscle on you. So you want to kind of keep going all the way up towards the bottom of that mastoid process there. And then you can even work your way close down. You can even get right on top of that clavicle there and work into that spot as well. I have even experienced general shoulder issues when this muscle gets super tight, because when it is pulling up on that clavicle quite a bit, that clavicle goes over and inserts with our scapula over there. So that's kind of setting up this whole shoulder girdle, and things can get really out of whack when we're imbalanced there. So a lot of yanking here, I will tend to start to have shoulder issues, and both sides. So even if you feel one side's tighter than the other, do the other side, equal it out. We really want to keep it even from left to right. So if you found this video helpful, hit like, click share so all your friends can benefit from this release as well. And check out the links that I have below so that you can get even more helpful information around fascial tissue. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.